Hi everyone, and welcome back to Ramblr feature videos. If you haven't seen any of our videos before, my name is Drago. I'm a machine learning expert here at Rambler, and on these videos we show you all the different features and new additions and sort of mini tutorials on how to use the Rambler platform for video understanding. On today's video, I wanted to start covering now the features that are available mostly for our paying customers, and then of course, if you're interested, just reach out. We can definitely set up a demo, give you some partial access, etc., so that you can look at these features um, yourself. Right now, on today's video, we're gonna be looking at the sort of the first part of the pipeline creation and general project administration features of our platform. So the idea is again, you're going to have a number of videos in your library. So you can see here, I think we have this one video, right? And what we're going to do is we're going to create a project with this video. We're going to start an annotation pipeline, and then we're going to look at all the monitoring options we have for these pipelines. Okay. So again, we have our library here. So say I'm interested in this particular video, and I want to add it to a project. So we can go here, and there we go. We see the option. I just have one video selected, of course. So I say add to project, and then we can either create a new project or add to an existing project. There are no existing projects right now, so I'm just going to create a new project. We're going to say this is called test project one, right? And we can just add a description. We're testing things. Okay, and then we create the new project. And there we go. So now we can go to the projects view and we see our test project one with our description. Tells me there's one document. So it tells me that I created it, and I can go into the project. And then we see the project management portal, right? And then we see the documents. It's here. Annotations was empty because we haven't annotated anything yet, right? Here on the side, you see a number of useful tabs. You'll see the data set and pipelines. And then down here, kind of hidden behind me, see the users and project settings. And this is just if you're an admin in the project. So here I can, add users to the project, for example, or I can change the description, the name, etc. Right? And of course, pipelines is empty because we don't have any pipelines yet. But let's get going and start one. So we can go here to our document, and you can see it says new here. So I'm just going to click there, and we get this screen to start a new annotation, right? We can create an empty annotation, but again, today I wanted to showcase the automated pipeline. So I'm just going to leave it here. Annotation name, test project one, that's fine. To select the frame range, the video is 530 frames long. We're just going to do it with 30. So we have a nice and short processing. And then here, this is the interesting part. So here, you select a pipeline template. So basically, what type of pipeline do you want to annotate your video with, right? Here we have this default no review. So basically, the pipeline is just gonna it's gonna select keyframes. We're gonna annotate them, and then it's just gonna propagate these annotations along the entire video. But there's gonna be no correction, no checking, nothing. I'm actually gonna select the default pipeline, and you can see there's descriptions here in the menu, right, and when it was created, etc. And the default pipeline does have all the review components aside from all the exactly automated mass propagation, etc. Right? And here again, we're just going to say we're testing things, right? And then you can click on Run Pipeline, and then there we go. So now the pipeline started. We can go to the Pipelines menu now and take a look, and there we go. Here's our pipeline. You can see it receives its own ID. It tells you which document, what state is the pipeline in. If there's an assignee, is it going to show it, right? Progress of the pipeline in terms of frames, percentage, etc. And there's a number of like relevant statistics that one can look at. You can also control that here in case there's too much, and there's different categories for them. Progress, time spent, etc. And of course, then you can filter pipelines and whatnot, so that you can keep track of, once you have 50 of these running or more, right? Now, if we go inside the pipeline, we can see right now there's no tasks yet, and we can go into the pipeline view, and we can see what is happening right now. So we're going to click it here. There we go. So here you see the actual pipeline. So this is the structure of the different steps that are going to be taken from selecting keyframes, which is down here, all the way to having a finished annotation, right? Over here, right? And even we have scene graph extraction, as mentioned in previous videos. Now, the idea here is this looks quite complicated. It's actually the relevant steps are actually quite few, and it's just there's some loops, and that's why there's some repetition here. But basically, again, we find keyframes, we prepare the annotation, and then there's the human annotation again of these very few keyframes that we need to actually prompt the system, and then we check them for anomalies, and we go into mask notation, mass propagation. Okay. Now here, if you click on any of these, it'll show you the configuration for that particular step, right? So which rules basically are going to be followed by the system to select, in this case, to select the different keyframes, right? And it's just a number of parameters, and it's sort of the really low level view. And of course, when you're defining templates for these steps, right, we have the descriptions for the relevant parameters, etc. And this is something we're going to look at in a different video, right? And additionally, there's a more detailed view that shows actually the given tasks. For example, here, okay, find keyframes is only one, there's one task for that finding keyframe step, right? And now it's actually preparing the human first annotation. And the idea is, well, here, oh, and it just finished. Well, here you see there's only one mask annotation step, right? If we have, for example, 4 keyframes, there's going to be 4 separate annotation tasks, right? And we don't want to crowd the overall pipeline diagram with that here. And this is why we have the actual details view. So we're going to wait until it catches up with the, there we go. And turns out it found only one keyframe, so there's going to be one mask annotation task here. And here it's just waiting now for me to go annotate. And if we go to the tasks view, see, there's a annotation task here that I can go and start annotating. And yeah, that's pretty much what we wanted to show you today. So again, the idea is you can go from your videos in your library to having them organized in different projects, and then you can run an automatic annotation pipelines for each one of them, and you can run multiple for any given video, and then you can follow their progress, right? So we can go back to the view, and you can see again the progress. So it's telling you, okay, there's one keyframe that you need to do. And in the data set as well, you can see now there's a view for the annotation. It tells you what the progress is for how many frames have been annotated. You can also, again, get rid of the annotation, etc. You can reset it, right? We can just start the whole process if we're not happy or we made some really big mistake, etc. And you can do this. Of course, here we only have one document, but this, of course, scales to however many documents you have in your data set, right? And with that, was going to conclude the video for today. Thank you so much for sticking around, and yeah, please tune in for the next one where we're going to go a bit more in depth in terms of how do you customize these pipelines, because now we use the template, but turns out I want to use a different combination of steps, for example, or a different ordering, and this can be done by modifying those templates, and also how to modify then the configuration of each step, right? So if I want the keyframe detection to happen differently, if I want the mask annotation to happen differently, where do I go? But yeah, so without further ado, until next time, thanks so much. Bye.